So in this video, I want to keep it a little bit lighthearted because the last video I uploaded on my main channel was kind of heavy. It was about narcissistic parents, and I picked up a really heavy energy from that reading. This video topic is going to be how it feels to be healed, and basically the point of this video is going to be giving you like inspiration or motivation to continue on your healing path, because healing is not easy, no matter what you're healing from. And with codependency, codependents have a very deep-rooted sense of shame. You know, like shame makes you feel like your healing work is all for nothing and that you're not even worth the work that goes into healing. So I just wanted to encourage some people who are, you know, on their healing journey, just stick it out, because I have experienced what it feels like to be free from codependency. When you're a codependent, right, you have this lack of self-love, and you never got nurtured properly as a child, so you look for that love outside of yourself, and you look for that validation outside of yourself. So when I say I've experienced what it's like to be codependent free from periods of time, I've experienced what it's like to not base my worth on another person. Now, it was short-lived, these periods of times, because naturally, if it's not fully healed, you kind of like relapse. But I got a glimpse of what it's like to be healed, so that's what I want to share. So one of the times that I'm talking about is when I went to this summer camp called Upward Bound when I was like 15, I guess, because at Outward Bound it's like you live on campus for 5 weeks. It's like introducing high school students to college, right? And I don't know where this newfound confidence came from, but when I got to that program, I felt very whole as a person, you know? Like when I got there, I remember I felt very confident. I just did not have a care in the world, I swear. Like I was not an ounce of self-conscious, like very outgoing, very extroverted. I'm usually very shy and introverted. And I think that that comes from me being codependent and me feeling like I need to be quiet so that I'm not a burden, so I can't get in trouble. You know, it's like sometimes I think that, like, because I have a hard time keeping on weight too. Like I have a hard time gaining weight and keeping on weight. And sometimes I think subconsciously that's because I don't want to take up too much space. Like my whole life have gone through feeling like a burden to people, like I'm in people's way, like I don't matter, like I'm invisible, you know? And sometimes I would prefer it that way because of the deep sense of shame that comes with codependency. Sometimes you don't want people to notice you, but at other times you are like starving for attention. So it's really like, it's really a confusing way to live. But anyway, like I'm trying to not ramble. Like I said, this retrograde has my thoughts all over the place. But yeah, when I got to Outward Bound, I just remember stepping on campus and I remember just feeling so confident. Like I felt confident in my personality. I felt confident in the way I looked. I felt confident in my, like, the way I approached people. Like all my inhibitions were just gone, and I had literally the time of my life. Like the happiest time period I can remember in my lifespan was that experience at Outward Bound. And I honestly think the only reason it was so enjoyable is because I didn't have a codependent attachment to anyone. That summer, I can say I honest to God felt whole, and it was extremely blissful. So I wanted to share that, because if you are a codependent and you're going through healing and you're just like discouraged, like, oh my God, like it's hard work to like reprogram so much damage that has been done to your mind, but I'm telling you, at the end it's worth it, just from that little experience I had of experiencing life without a codependent attachment, like experiencing something that makes me happy that has nothing to do with another human being, you know, like that has nothing to do with a one-sided relationship. So that's one of the experiences. And another time I remember feeling like I was healed was my senior year of high school. So all through high school I had, you know, struggled. I grew up in a very dysfunctional household, a lot of emotional abuse, psychological, verbal, mental, and when I was younger, sexual as well. And, you know, my brain was just warped, like my whole entire life. Like anybody who would show me an ounce of attention, I would cling on to them and never want to let them go. And then when they would end up discarding me, I would just leap to the next person and cling on to them, you know? So it was like I never had a break from people. I was always codependently attached to someone. Like I needed that love and validation, or else my life just felt empty. And of course, as a teenager, I couldn't process this correctly. You know, I wasn't sitting down and being like, okay, so why do I feel like this? Like, you know, it's just, you just kind of go with the motions. And that's the thing about your subconscious mind, is that you just kind of go. Like, you don't even think you don't even think twice about what you're doing. Your subconscious mind is just running the show. So that's why it's so important to reprogram your subconscious mind, because it'll have you doing things that are harmful to you if there's harmful programming in there. But yeah, all through high school, it was a mess. Like, I was an emotional mess. And it got to a point where I was actually going to drop out of high school because I just, like, the abuse was just getting ridiculous. I actually had plans on, like, running away and living on the streets, and only God knows what would have happened to me. Thankfully, I had, like, some type of angelic intervention that stopped me. But yeah, so senior year of high school, I remember my guidance counselor pulled me into his office. He was like, how does it feel that you're going to be the first Martin? 'Cause my last name is Martin. They were like, he said, how does it feel that you're going to be the first Martin on the cover of Time magazine or something? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was just like, I see so much potential in you. I just see you going on to do great things. I can see you on the cover of Time. And I was just like, oh, okay, like, all right. And he was like, yeah, so because of this, I'm going to sign you up for the IB program. And I was like, hold up. I don't want to be in the IB program because, okay, for anybody who doesn't know, like, in high school, if you have the IB program, it's the International Baccalaureate program. And basically for the last 2 years of high school, you take certain courses and then you take tests, IB tests, to score a certain amount, and then along with your high school diploma you get your IB diploma. Now most people, like I said, they start junior year and they take classes junior and senior year, and then they take their test. So this was senior year. I hadn't taken any of the IB classes junior year, so I'm just like, that means I'm gonna have to, like, double up if I'm gonna get the IB diploma. Like, what? And he was just like, well, yeah, I'm telling you, I see the potential, so I'm just gonna sign you up. And he was all, like, excited. He's like, I'm just gonna sign you up. And I was just like, oh, all right. So then he signed me up for the IB program, slightly irritated because I was just like, yo, I'm behind like a year, first of all. Like, everybody started junior year. What the hell? And then something weird happened because at that time, my boyfriend, oh my God, my boyfriend was in jail at that time. He was locked up. And we would write each other back and forth and stuff like that. And I remember when my guidance counselor signed me up for the IB program, I remember something shifted in me where I didn't want to be with my boyfriend anymore. I wrote him a letter and I was just like, hey, like, I don't think it's the best time for me to be in a relationship. Like, I have to focus on school, whatever. And he was pissed. Like, he wrote me a letter, like, cursing me out, like, what, F you then? Like, he was really mad. He'll be alright. Because I didn't do it in like a grimy way. I didn't write him like, I don't want you. No, I just explained to him like, I'm focused on school. It's not like I was leaving him for another man. Like, come on now. So yeah, something weird shifted in me, and I remember I had to spend a lot more time focused on my studies. And I feel like my guidance counselor, he had kind of like spoken life over me. I spoken positive things into my life, because all of a sudden I felt like, yeah, I can get my IB diploma. I can be on the cover of Time magazine. You know what I'm saying? Like, just feeling really empowered and encouraged in a way that I never have before. And I remember just directing all my energy at the IB test, like just directing all my energy towards it. And because I was already a year behind, and it just completely shifted my life. Like, I remember that whole entire year, first of all, I was abstinent. Like, I just swore off sex, not even purposely, but I was just like, I had more important things to worry about. Like, I had more important things to focus on, you know? So I didn't end up getting the diploma. I missed it by 2 or 3 points, which I was very proud of, because there were people who studied from junior to senior year who missed it by way more points than I did, and I only focused for senior year and ended up missing it only by like 2 or 3 points. So I was very, very happy with my score and very proud of myself. Got into college, of course, and then went on to college. And that was a long story, but I'm rambling. The point to tie this all together is this. The 2 times that I felt healed in my life, or felt like I was the most happiest, was when I had no codependent attachments to anyone, and I had a goal, and I had happiness that did not come from another human being, and I had connections and friendships with like-minded individuals. So if you are waking up every day and you have codependency and you're sick of it, you're sick of the healing work, it's exhausting, like doing your self-love affirmations, going to your therapist, it's exhausting, it brings up childhood trauma. I know, it's tough. Like, it literally is extremely, the healing process is painful in itself, because you have to almost re-traumatize yourself, because you have to like go back to mentally visit those places that scarred you. But I'm just here to offer you a word of encouragement. Like, I got a peek of what it's like to be free from those burdens, and I'm telling you, it is just completely blissful. Okay, I don't know if you guys believe in God, if you don't, the universe or whatever, but I truly believe that, you know, God put us here to create our own little heaven on earth. And I believe with codependence, or anyone who has any type of childhood trauma, it's like life can seem so grim and like gloomy, like you can never climb out of it. But I feel like God purposely gave me a glimpse of what it's like once you climb out, so that I can share this message and tell you to just keep on going, because there literally is happiness and peace on the other side if you just keep on going and keep on striving to heal. Okay, if you guys have any specific topics that you want me to talk about in terms of codependency, please let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.